Every good video starts with a logo.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another ScusX coding tutorial where today I will be teaching you how to code, or at least that is the hope. I thought that I could do a quick tutorial, just little short tutorial on how to create a rescalable canvas, because this is something that is really useful. I use it all the time to program for a 600 by 600 canvas on a 400 by 400 canvas, and it's really simple to implement. And yeah, let's just jump into it. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make two variables, var canvas and var mouse. And you're going to want to define just two properties in each. Width, you can type any number here. I like to program on a 1000 by 1000 canvas for some reason, but you want your width and height. Then for mouse, you just want an X and Y, which is going to be 0 and 0. Now, we're going to, usually in your thing, you would define variables here, and then you would enter a draw loop, define variables and functions, then you enter the draw loop, and then you have code in here. When you're programming for a 600 by 600, when you're programming on a different size canvas, we do have to add in a little bit of code in those areas. So first off, just throw a load of enters down there and let's go into it. So draw equals function, we're going to want to start by adding a push matrix and a pop matrix, which if you don't know what push and pop matrix do, you should know what they do, but if you don't, they essentially, push matrix saves the current state of the canvas, and pop matrix reverts it to the push matrix state, which allows us to do things like translate, which we can add in an X and Y, and rotate, which we can add in a rotation. And of course, I'm just typing in random stuff so I know this is going to pop up, but you get the idea. So you can translate and rotate and scale it. In this case, we're going to be using scale. And also, if you want to, I've done this before, you can add a translate width over 2 and height over 2 if you want to. Can't remember how to type suddenly. Okay, but you can add in a translate, and you can add a translate to the center of the screen if you want to. For now, we're just going to keep it at the top left corner. So go ahead and just type scale, and then for the amount, we're going to do width divided by canvas dot width, and height divided by canvas dot height. Yeah, that's how you spell. Alright, and now we have defined our canvas as having a, as being 1000 by 1000, and it will stay that way no matter what the actual canvas size is. And you can test this by, for example, we can draw a rect at 200 by 200 and 500, 500, and it will show up as though it were in a 1000 by 1000 canvas, just being scaled down. So that works all great, but now let's say that I want to, and I should probably add in a background because that would be a good idea. But let's say that now what we want to do is we want to have something off of the width of the screen. For example, let's say we want to have a rectangle that's at width minus 100, height minus 100, and it's going to be 80 by 80. If we just type that in, it will come up in the completely wrong area. I'm going to add a bit of a stroke width so that you can see that. So stroke weight 10 maybe. No, 10's a bit large. We'll go 5. So you can see here that it's being drawn, but it's being drawn in the completely wrong position. That's because we now want to use canvas.width and canvas.height because of the scaling. So your new height and width is now canvas.height and canvas.width. That's one thing to keep in mind. But now what about this mouse thing? Well, let's say that I just take the mouse coordinates and I draw something on the screen and I want to see if they're in the coordinates. For example, a very basic button function. So I'm not going to bother defining one. But the issue is with the new translated coordinates, 200, 200 as the mouse thing is going to be 500, 500 on the canvas. And that can cause problems, especially when scaling. So what we want to do is we want to create our mouse X and Y to be the mouse position corresponding to the canvas. So in order to do that, we're just going to write a new variable called var check mouse, and it's going to be a function. Or we could also, you know what, even better than check mouse, because that sounds like we're checking it for something, let's say var update mouse. So in update mouse, all we're going to do is we're going to write a little bit of simple math. Mouse.x equals mousex divided by width times canvas.width. And basically what this does is it will take the mouse x and it will get it, and mouse x over width is going to be a value between 0 and 1. Because the mouse x obviously can't exceed width, so therefore it's going to be a fraction, or a fraction slash decimal, whichever way you want to think of it, that will be between 0 and 1. And then we're going to multiply it by the canvas width, or canvas.width, so that we get that decimal back into a form that can then be detected by the coordinates. And we want to do the same for the y-axis as well. And there we go. Now we can just finally go down here, and before all this, we just write update mouse and bang. And if I just do a print line mouse x or mouse.x, you can see that as I get closer to here, it gets closer to 0, and as I approach this height, it approaches 1000. So that is how you would do that. And then just keep in mind that you don't want to use mouse x and mouse y as your mouse coordinates. You want to use mouse.x and mouse.y. And there you have it. So now, in here, this is where all your draw function stuff would go. If it makes it easier for you, if you can't stand all this extra clutter, you can add in something like canvas dot, or you can add in something like draw stuff, and then define a draw stuff function. So var draw stuff, and that's your new draw function. But however you decide to do it, this is how you can program for any size canvas, have your games be able to go on any size canvas, and have them still work. There's only a couple of things I need to mention. This won't change things like get. So if you use get in your programs, you will still have to work with weird coordinates. So you'll have to do a bit of thinking to write some math for get, because this won't update get. And I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, this is how to program on any size canvas by ScusX. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something, and I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching.